Next things next, more stuff on Apple based on the AI pressure. And when you hear the beginning of this, you might recognize some stuff that I've been saying for months about how Apple does business because they don't innovate normally. The Vision Pro was their first thing that they innovated in so long. So we're going to dive into this and see what's up.
Last but best mover.
Guess what? Apple is not an innovator.
Content with letting competitors get to market first with the phone, tablet, or smartwatch, for instance, while instead taking the time to perfect a product. But with generative AI, Apple might have met its match because now it is scrambling, reportedly in talks to outsource AI features to one of its biggest rivals, Google.
This is also a little bit puzzling to me for Apple. Is this an admission that maybe they couldn't bring forth their own AI, Gen AI strategy fast enough?
And releasing a new MacBook that's little improved from past versions while selling it as the world's best laptop for AI.
It's all marketing right now.
This week on Tech Check, Apple succumbs to the AI pressure. It is a mega deal that would upend the AI industry.
This is a big and surprising one. So the report saying Apple is in talks to license Google's Gemini AI to power upcoming features in the iPhone. That's according to a Bloomberg report that broke overnight.
The details.
If that's true, that means they gave up. Or they're trying to use them temporarily so that they can build their thing in time. Their event's in June. That's almost troublesome. That's really actually is troublesome because they moved all these people from the Titan car project and stuff to work better on AI stuff. So that is really troublesome if that's true, because we might not get a release on AI during WWDC. And yeah, they're normally not innovators. And I've been saying it for months that they don't care that all these other companies have put out their AI stuff. They're going to wait until just June date to show off their AI stuff and what's coming and things like that. They typically always are late to the punch on features on their phones and stuff. And just before this video, we were talking about how they don't even have the best product and how they're ruining it for other brands and stuff like that. But yeah, it is literally insane on how that works because they don't innovate. And if Google, if they're partnering with Gemini, that means Gemini is going to be on Apple and Android because they're going to be on Samsungs and stuff.
Including which iPhone features Gemini might power and who would be paying who in this agreement, that's still unclear. But part of the surprise is that Apple is notoriously protective of what goes into its devices. Tim Cook has a doctrine going back decades. Quote, "We need to own and control the primary technologies behind the products that we make." Here, though, there is some precedent. Google has been Apple's longtime partner in search.
When you go open up your Safari browser on your iPhone and just type in a search term into that bar at the top, that's all Google. That is a Google experience. That's not necessarily an Apple experience, and that is what Google is paying for.
Google is believed to pay some $18 billion a year to be Apple's default search engine. So Apple might feel that a deal with Google would be a natural continuation of what has been a reliable and lucrative partnership. But is it the best partner or the most convenient partner? Google shares they jumped on the report, validation for its own troubled AI strategy. For Apple, though, some saw it as an admission that it is behind in the Gen AI race and needed a Band-Aid solution, and quick.
We've been waiting for what Apple is going to do when it comes to generative AI. We're still obviously waiting for that.
Raising questions about Apple's own large language model, codenamed Ajax. Has it proved too tough?
It speaks to Apple's inability so far, if this is true at least, to come up with their own AI model, and that should cause some concern as well.
Reports also suggest that Apple's development of Ajax is running behind and, quote, remains inferior to tools from Google and other rivals, making a partnership look like the better option. That's not entirely a shock. Apple has never been seen as a first mover. The company typically bides its time, learning from competitors and then using its massive reach to take market share. But recently, there have been clues that that strategy is not working as well.
And because of that strategy, that's why they have a quote-unquote monopoly, as the DOJ would say. And that's why they suing them. That is insane. This is actually insane. I didn't even know that their AI was called Ajax. Like, I kept seeing stuff about their AI, but I never saw a name for it or heard a name for it. Now it's Ajax. So it's not going good. They're rushing. It's not going to get done in time. Damn sure not going to be done in time to show it in June. So what are they going to do? They're going to be announcing a partnership, I bet you, instead. That's sad.
It reportedly shut down the development of its long-rumored electric car, codenamed Project Titan, shifting those resources and employees to artificial intelligence efforts. And then there's Siri.
My name is John DeBoer.
What can I do for you?
What is my name?
I don't know who you are, but you...
I think we're safe for a while, folks.
Perceived as a laggard in the voice assistant space, Apple has yet to incorporate any cutting-edge AI technology, the kind that has powered transformative chatbots like ChatGPT, into its own Siri. Some point to Apple's relatively smaller investment numbers. How can it keep up if it's not putting the same firepower behind innovation that its competitors are? Apple's total R&D outlay last year represented less than 8% of its annual revenue. Alphabet and Amazon, they averaged about 15% of their reported revenue. And for Meta, nearly 30%.
Of course they're a follower, and of course...
Yeah, we knew all that. They don't innovate. All of this was for the Vision Pro. I bet you would have been way less if it wasn't for the Vision Pro. It would have probably been like 2%. I mean, it's so serious. This is all Vision Pro stuff. Unless they're going to show Vision Pro stuff for this year. But I would figure it would count because since it came out this year. But if this is including the Vision Pro stuff, that's sad. It's almost pathetic. Because a lot of people who make the apps and stuff, they're not even in Apple. So, and look how much, like 30% for Meta. That's how much Meta puts into their innovation of R&D costs. For building new tech. These people don't need to build. What another thing that could help them is their recycling of products. That's another thing that can help them because they do a lot of recycling and stuff, so the cost might be cheaper by doing that. Nike does something similar to that, so that could be another reasoning on why it's way less and Meta's more, and why we're seeing these numbers. But that's something you would have to sit down with these companies personally and just try to figure it all out.
Of course they're a follower, and of course they need somebody else to innovate for them. And Google, since it already is a partner, is a natural partner.
That might have worked for Apple in the past, but many say that AI is a very different beast, that the stakes are much higher. One that has put megacaps in an AI pressure cooker. The street only rewarding the ones that can show its commitment to AI and punishing those that are slow to move. Shares of Apple, they have severely lagged its peers, up just about 13% over the past year. Compare that to Google and Microsoft's 45 and 50% gains. And then there's Microsoft overtaking Apple as the most valuable company in the world. The bulls, though, they're optimistic about a deal with Google. Shares moved higher in the reports with hopes that AI features...
I feel like it's way easier for Microsoft to overtake Apple because look at what happened last year. They partnered with OpenAI. They're partnering with all these other AI companies. So why would you? It's easier for them, for the partnerships that they can make. Apple I don't see Apple doing these kind of partnerships. Like we just saw the NVIDIA thing for the Vision Pro, but it's just something that we don't see much from Apple. That all their profits are from their phones and things, and how they do that. It's great for them, but
features would be a way for Apple to jumpstart an upsell cycle.
It would be seamless. You suddenly would have a great AI engine within your phone, and you'd have a reason to upgrade. So if this is true, and they can get this into the next phone, holy cow, all the bears on Apple are going to have to eat crow.
A reason to upgrade. That's key. The iPhone replacement cycle, it has stretched to the longest period Apple has ever seen, a record 4.5 years, Morgan Stanley estimates. Adding AI features might just be what it needs to convince consumers to go out and buy a new phone.
What is most important to Apple is selling more phones in this new upgrade cycle that's coming in the fall. And
they thought adding the USB-C was going to help them buy new phones. Look, I still got the old one. No USB-C for me. You thought I was going to switch phones just because of that? I can wait until this breaks. Literally. I have time.
Basically convincing folks that whatever AI features they do announce, Tim Cook says they're going to, and this is quoting him, break new ground.
It's a strategy that might be working for Apple's biggest smartphone rival, Samsung. The South Korean company unveiled its AI phone earlier this year, the Galaxy S24, equipped with AI-powered features like circle to search and live translation. According to Best Buy, that is driving sales.
There are many examples of innovation that we believe will drive interest, including the Samsung AI-enabled phone. We are already seeing materially more demand than we expected.
Apple might be hoping it works for them as well. In early March, Apple announced a new laptop, a line of MacBooks that it calls, quote, the world's best consumer laptop for AI. It's equipped with their newest processor, the M3 chip, which they say makes it faster, more efficient with, quote, incredible AI performance, advanced AI features, running optimized AI models. But the M3 chip, it actually came out months ago.
Tonight, we're introducing a new family of breakthrough chips and bringing them to the world's best pro laptop.
Back then, AI wasn't mentioned once. Same company, same processor, but for some reason, it only became an AI laptop recently.
Talking about features that have been in existence forever, fitness tracking on your Apple Watch, all of a sudden they're labeling that as AI. It's all marketing right now. They have nothing, to supplement that or deliver on it.
It also comes after Microsoft announced its own line of AI PCs with its flagship AI product called Copilot built in.
It's a term you can expect to hear a lot this year, and here's what Microsoft says its new AI PCs can do. They have a special kind of chip inside called a neural processing unit, or NPU, that can perform AI tasks faster and more efficiently.
And then there's the regular.
And that's something that Apple messed up at. Because they had the worst timing for their events and stuff. Now, they had last year, they came out with 2 chips, the M2 and then the M3, all last year. They could have been the first ones to be like, hey, we're using this computer to drive AI. We're going to figure out how to do it. We don't know how or yet, but we're going to figure out how to do it. This is going to be a new AI computer, blah, blah, blah. These are the features that AI is going to help build. But no, what they did, Samsung, they did an event. How is Gemini helping out with their fitness apps and all their other apps? How is it helping with their notes apps? All their apps, they showed it everywhere. And this is the expectation that Apple's going to be held at now because they didn't bring this up ahead of time. It's all their fault. They had the first swing on products. And then now these other companies are coming and now they're the last one. They're in the last boat now. And then now when they try to go backtrack and be like, oh, this is for AI. What you mean? You ain't say this was for AI last year. So it's a tragic case for them. Very tragic. They're gonna have to deal with it though. They really gonna have to deal with it. They should have thought of better. I don't know who's up there making choices and stuff. They made the wrong choices. They should have saw where the market was going and made the right choice based off that. But they got it wrong this time. So they will be getting punished for it.
Regulators.
Here it is for history. This is the United States versus Apple. It's an 88-page antitrust complaint under the Sherman Antitrust Act. And in it, the Department of Justice alleges that Apple's been abusing its monopoly power to the detriment of app developers, other tech companies, and American consumers.
What could be the biggest antitrust suit against a tech company this century. That's on top of a perhaps more relevant DOJ investigation into Apple's other partnership with Google, that 2-decade-long multi-billion-dollar search engine deal. Regulators there concerned that it encourages monopolistic behavior and is unfair to other competitors. So could Apple be adding fuel to the fire, potentially inking another partnership, this time in Gen AI?
Let's rewind back to a couple decades ago when Microsoft was going through this at the cusp of the mobile revolution, and people were saying, oh, they missed out on this because the government went after Microsoft and therefore they missed the mobile revolution and so forth.
Bill Gates has said that.
Bill Gates has said that.
He had his eye off the ball. He was focused much more on
exactly.
Washington.
And so then you got to wonder, does this become a distraction for Apple?
In the middle of the AI revolution,
exactly,
where it seems like Apple is a little behind.
All of this raises the stakes for WWDC. That's Apple's upcoming developer conference in June, where it showcases its newest innovations and updates.
So that's it for today. As I gotta say, I felt like today was a good episode, but WWDC for Apple is literally their last chance. It's a hit or miss. I'm telling you, it's a hit or miss. How that event goes will depend their future for the rest of the year. Let me check something real quick. I don't even know, did I put them in my top 5 list for this year? For last year? If I did that, oh my gosh. This year they won't even make it. Top 5 companies of 2023. Yes. They were number 3 on my list for top 5 companies last year. And it's crazy because this year, the way this is building out, they're not making a cut. Trust and believe they're not making a cut. I'm telling you, this year's list, a lot of companies that I put on there ain't making a cut this year. And I might do a quarter by quarter basis. If you guys want to see a quarter by quarter basis for top companies, top 5 tech companies of the quarter, let me know. I will start pumping out videos on the other channel, start planning stuff out more, get serious with the whole content stuff and things. But yeah, we gonna they in a rocky boat right now. It's flooding and they need to jump ship or something. They need to figure something out that's going to save them on June 10th, from June 10th to 14th, when WWDC comes out. So thank you guys all for joining this week's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please share. This is going to be the best news place and discussion for technology and engineering in the future. Don't miss out. You won't be the first ones to say that you were here first. So please subscribe and all that. I appreciate you guys. Really appreciate it so much. You don't know how much I appreciate it. And see you guys next week.